with this cart. This is the bag I packed to go to Chicago. Oh, I'm so glad this was on top because I need this to go to Arizona. Yes, I don't have to look for it. Let me put that right there. That's how stuff keep getting everywhere, because I'll be like, oh, let me put this right here because I need it. But anyway, this is the bag I had packed to go to Chicago. And I don't know. I don't know where that bag came from, but I just take them out the luggage and throw the stuff right on top. So now I gotta unpack this. But let me move this stuff. Here are my little wrist things when I'm washing my face. Let me see. I broke my highlighter case, and I'm keeping it. I love that highlighter. I think it's Mulani. So beautiful. Anyway, this is what this looks like. All the little serums, all the little face masks. This phone has all my photos and videos on it from Keitrell when I was pregnant with him to when I had him in the hospital, when I came home with him for like a year later. Maybe like maybe like 2 going on 3 years. All his stuff is in here, and this phone was weird. Like, it cuts off by itself, and it just kept cutting off, and I wasn't able to transfer the photos. So I asked Samsung if they could fix it for me, but they told me they would erase everything and give it back to me fixed. That's not the point. So I had bought like a different type of charger, and I haven't tried in like 7 years, but I'm gonna try again when I come across, well, I know where it's at, but when I get to the point where I got time to charge it. It's like a block. It clips in like this. Like, you have to slide it in, it clips in, and it charges. Because something was wrong with it charging. But once it charges, I'm going to try to transfer my stuff over. It's so crazy because I knew something was happening. I accidentally, like, I was trying to send the pictures to myself in emails and stuff. And then I accidentally deleted it off the card, the SD card. I think it's in back of here. And that's where I needed it. So I did some backwards shit. And now I'm like, I'm not giving that away till I get my baby pictures off of there. But yeah, so this is like Victoria's Secret coconut, NARS. Just like some little Laneige samples and stuff. Vitamin C. Oh my gosh, I need to take this with me. Oh my gosh, because I don't even think they make this no more. This shit's so fire. Yeah, just like a bunch of serums, and probably get rid of these. I probably had these for like 3 years, or use it on my feet, see if it worked. This is from Dollar Tree. This shit works so good. I use this around my lips, and then I put the pink like on top of the lip to do like a combo. It works so good. I use this probably twice. And then I saw that Kyra just bought it for her Sephora sale. I'm guessing because I just know how the box look. And I was like, maybe it do work. I really didn't give it a chance. I expected overnight results. But yeah, so I'm going to be cleaning this cart off because it's piling up. It's piling up. And let me show y'all where I keep my other stuff. So this is my little, I don't know, like hygiene, whatever. I keep all that stuff there. I just washed my brushes off last night. And then I just put a lot of this makeup in here. It was on top of there. If you watch, you probably saw it was on top of there. And I took it off so I could move stuff around without it falling. So I got a lot of face stuff in here. This is the stuff I probably use on a regular for sure. Not daily, but on a regular. So I need to take this stuff up out of here and get it on that cart. And this is my hair drawer. So yes, this is actually where I keep all my hair products and stuff. So, and then some, because that's in there in the way and stuff, here is the hair products busting out the bag, busting out the box. So yeah, and then that over there, I gotta clean that up too. That's like medical stuff, like medicine, band-aids, creams like for Meilah's eczema, whatever, stuff like that. I keep up in there. Like Advils and stuff. But yeah, so we caught ourselves cleaning that off. So we arranged the books. But Keitrell, he found some other books and he just threw it up there. Got some candles up there and stuff. Perfume box. That magnesium got to go in that drawer over there that I was just showing y'all. Mila's glasses stay there because she always losing them. But yeah, I'm just going to be tidying this stuff up this morning. Get some clothes washed. These clothes are clean. They already folded and everything. They just have to be put away. And then my computers I need to put away. I need to try to see if somebody can help me get in those again. They got like, one of them got a whole bunch of songs on them when I used to like sing and rap and stuff. Now y'all want to look at my dirty clothes. Let me just shut up about it. But I'm trying to find somebody who can get in my laptops. And then these I need to wash. I just took that white cover off my bed. Just dirty clothes. Some of them might not be dirty, but I'm gonna wash them anyway because they was on the floor. Like, I ain't wear them jeans. I didn't wear a lot of that stuff, but I'm just gonna wash it anyway. Gotta get my shoes put away. And then I don't know where to put that now because I got all the books on the shelves. So again, another thing that's gonna have to wait when I get done making that bookshelf that goes in the living room. I could put the books on there, then I could put that back in my room where it go, because it kind of fits my room theme, you know. See, it fits the theme, so I would like to have that in here. But yeah, and then my Old Navy bag is like my snacks that I have when I diet. That's what's in that bag. And then what else? Oh, and in that bag under that construction paper is my business folders. So I gotta take that downstairs to my office. I'm gonna be making an office for my business license. They require me to have an office. But yeah, that's my messy room, y'all. So we finna get to this. Find something on TV and just sit back and I'm gonna get it clean. I don't know if I'm gonna do speed it up or if I'm gonna even show it, but we'll see how it goes. Yeah, that's what my bed look like, y'all. So I don't know why I did that. I should have, well, no, that's white. I was gonna say I should have put the sheet or the cover over my bed that I'm about to wash. But I did have another blanket. I should have put that over my bed first. Whatever. Probably finna have to wash this shit. This brush is the shit. I got this from the beauty supply. And then they had the one that people always get. The one that kind of like separate. But I was like, no, let me try this one. Because that one looked like it's too, like it'll bend and stuff. And this one look more firm. This motherfucker is the truth. Because I done broke so many combs and brushes and stuff. And then like, it don't even feel like, you know, sometimes, I don't know if you got 4C hair, you might understand, but sometimes you gotta go like from your ends and work your way to the scalp. But I feel like I could start here. I just gotta like tilt the brush a little bit and it take me all the way through. So I love this little brush and I hope it doesn't break, but I feel like these, I don't want to show y'all no dirty ass brush, but like they go every which way. So I might have to get another one. I think it was like $3.99. But it's the truth. So anyway, I just gotta contain this before it gets worse. And I think I'm gonna go ahead and braid my hair down. But I'll probably do some big braids because when I go on that trip, I want my braids to be nice and tight. It kind of give me like a chinky eye. Even though they're already chinky. But yeah, I want fresh braids. So I do something quick, big, and easy for now. But then I'm gonna have to be walking around outside like a little boy. Cause I ain't putting on no wig. I'm cleaning on my brush. I always clean this brush out. But I forgot what I was doing. Okay, I need to figure out what go on the second shelf. Oh, I'm gonna do my makeup on the second shelf, I guess. Yeah, that's what I'm about to do. I forgot what I was saying because I got a phone call. But I wanted to take the camera and turn it around because I was about to say something. Yeah, I'm watching Meilah-J from Not to Hot. Oh. Yep, I remember. Okay. From Not to Hot. And it's so crazy. Damn, my iPad and my phone just fell. Because when her daughter saw this dude she was dating, she was like, and what happened to his teeth? He was on drugs? I'm like, damn, they ain't got no fucking chill. But Meilah-J was like, you know, we should wait before you meet the kids. And he was like, why we gotta wait? Let me meet them. And so, boom, there you go. She hard on the nigga. But, let me finish putting this stuff away. I really just want to get it in there. I'm not worried about the specifics right now because I got other stuff to do, but it's kind of in the way because, like I said, I had to get that stuff out that drawer, and yeah, I just got to get everything back where it goes. And then my whole motto in my crib is like everything has a place, and it takes more time to get ready and stuff like that when things are not organized. When it's organized, and sometimes things can be organized and dirty. So don't nobody get offended. I'm not saying nothing about nobody else, but for me, it takes more time when things are not organized and where they're supposed to be, because I'm looking around like, damn, where is this? Where is that? Like, I just set it down. I told myself it was going to be there instead of just putting it back where it go. So, you know how I had everything thrown on top and some stuff in the drawer and some stuff like in the cart where it's supposed to be, but everything was all messed over. Normally, I'm pretty good at, like, if I pick something up, I put it right back the way it was. Or if it was in a box, just mentally, I don't know, maybe I got a little case of OCD, but I put it right back in the box. I close the box up. I put it down, everything. But I feel like since the car accident, and like therapy and like me working on myself and mentally getting my mind back right, like it kind of really did affect me. Like whole time during the accident, I was like, damn. Well, before then, it's so crazy. I don't even know if I told y'all, but okay, so I was leaving Vegas. I think I had got my braces tightened up or something like that before my birthday, before I went to Puerto Rico. And I'm trying to think. Okay, yeah, so I had parked my car, but I ended up letting somebody use it. Like, go ahead and use my car. And they were supposed to come pick me up from the airport. That's the thing. I was like, ooh, perfect, because then they could pick me up from the airport. I ain't got to pay $50 for no Uber. So, boom, let somebody use my motherfucking car. They wrong terminal, playing games and shit, but like showing me, oh, I'm here or whatever. Just go ahead and get the Uber. I'm gonna meet you, whatever. So like I didn't have the ride, so they was like, I'm gonna just send you the money to get the Uber. So I get in the Uber, but for some reason, I don't know if it's because it was a man. I don't know if it's because the way he looked. I don't know if it's because of his name. I don't know what it was, but I was like literally texting people like, how do I cancel this? Because at first I didn't see the option to cancel it. I didn't see the option to pick somebody else. And then I was like, I don't want them to charge me. If it was like a $7 or $10 Uber, I would have just canceled it and took my chances. Like, are they going to charge me? I'll just call them later or whatever, even if I had to pay. But it was a $50, like over $50, like, I don't know, $56 or something like that. Uber ride home. So I was like, I don't want to just cancel it because, bitch, I'm not going to pay no $100. So even though somebody had sent me the $50-some, so I would have still had to come out of my pocket the $50-some. That's just crazy. So I was like, I don't want to just cancel it. So I was trying to figure it out, but they had already made it. And it's crazy because I took screenshots after this happened because when I was texting my best friend, she the only one that was texting back quick enough. And I'm like, I don't know why. I don't want to get in the car with him. So get in the motherfucking car with him. Everything is going fine. I start getting like, okay, he driving okay. He sound okay. I was uneasy getting in there. I'm always uneasy getting in the car, Uber cars with people. That's probably the thing. Like he probably just didn't look trustworthy or something. So I think the stars was good, but whatever. I started to loosen up. I was like, okay, I could trust him. So I got on my phone. Now, this the first time I picked up my phone to take a picture of the plates and like the inside of the car and stuff, and I sent it to my best friend. I always do that. We always do that. Me and my sisters, we always do that. So, besides that, I hadn't picked my phone up that whole time. Me and him was talking. I was looking out the window, listening to the music and shit. Whole time, I'm just like, man, whatever. Like, I just want to get home, get my kids. It's late as hell. Wherever the fuck they was at, I was finna go get them. You know, like just being on a trip for a while, I was like, I just want to get home to my kids. And that's just what I kept saying in my head. Like, I just want to get home to my kids. So I get on my phone. I think I was texting my best friend something. So I'm looking down. Next thing you know, boom, right in the back of the car. So his phone flew in my lap. My phone went up, but I caught it. I went up. I had my seatbelt on. It kind of like snatched me right here. But I went up a little bit and then it slammed me back against the wall. So, I mean, against the back seat. So I took pictures, but like my whole back was bruised all the way down to like my tailbone, like part of my butt was bruised. And like I didn't even go up and come back down. I just went forward and slammed back real hard. But my back was bruised to like my middle butt cheek. They thought my tailbone was broke. They was telling me like, even if it's broke, there's nothing that we could do. So they did do a CAT scan to see if it was broke or not. They was like, even if it's broke, there's nothing we could do. You're just going to be walking around with a broken tailbone. You could do therapy. You can, do things to minimize the swelling and stuff like that. It was not broke. They were surprised that it wasn't broke because of the condition that I was in and how fast it had already bruised and stuff. But, yeah, and it was like, damn, like, so it was we was on the highway, like 2 exits away. It was 4 lanes. We all the way like in the median. And when he came and hit us, it took us all the way. The cars are like the same size, but he was going so fucking fast. It took us all the way to the side where we almost landed in the ditch, like on the side of the road. But we ended up in like the shoulder, kind of like that. And I was just so hurt. I was so, like, hurt. My feelings were hurt. I was just like, what the fuck? And then realizing like, that shit could have took me the fuck out. Like, what if I didn't have a seatbelt on? What if the guy didn't have control of the car? It was just very scary to me. And it was like, because the whole time on my mind was like getting home to my kids, it was like, bitch, you almost didn't make it home. Like, that was real hurtful. And it was like just showing me how in a blink of an eye things can happen, things can change. And so for me, like, I don't know, I would yell at my kids, not what do you call it? Not like verbal abuse or nothing like that, but I would just go off like, why would you do that? And I say rightfully so, because it's things that a child would get in trouble for. Like, any parent would probably be like, okay, as a child, you should know better. You should not do that. I expect more from you. But communicate it that way. I would be like, why would you write on the wall? You just saw me clean the walls. Like, just go off. And then not realizing how that makes them feel. Not realizing that this is their childhood. And just different things like that. It really just made me look at me overall. And like, what if I did leave and that was the lasting impression that my kids had of me? And I don't know, it was just a lot. It just really made me think about a lot, made me think about like where I am as a person. So like, you see me slowing down on travel because other things became priority, other things became more important to me. Like, I hustle and I make money, and I've always been that way. Well, it used to be very illegal, and I used to be terrible. And then I had my son, and I was terrible. It was like a double life. I was a parent. I was a real good fucking parent. It looked like I did a 360 because you only show people what you want them to see. So it looked real good, like on Facebook, Snapchat, and all that. But when the kids go to sleep, when the kids go to somebody's house, like, I was living a double life. So like hustling illegally and stuff. And then even in the sense of like, I probably had a daycare and I wasn't paying taxes and stuff. So like, all that stuff is figured out, is good now. Got the documents for it, because who knows what hater watches, but got the documents and everything for it. It just made me look at things differently. Like, why don't you go legal? You know what I'm saying? Because what's done in the dark comes to light. And when it comes to light, you don't know what kickback you gonna get from it. It might not be just people talking shit. It might be fines. It might be jail time. It might be you being taken away from your kids. Like, you just never know what that kickback gonna be. So then it was like, okay, let me figure out what it is I want to do. Like, I know I want to work in the healthcare field. I know I always said maybe I should do a group home, a senior group home. But what if I really did that? What would it take for me to really do that? Then I started putting that shit in perspective and started trying to line it up and really do it and think about what I want to leave my kids and what I want to leave them, not just like material things like a house, money, cars, and make sure they have clothes and stuff like that, shoes, and they not talked about and stuff like that. But what do I want to leave them as far as like knowing how to get up, do what you got to do for yourself. When and if you have kids, you know, how to spend time with them, how to let them know that they loved, how to talk to them, how to treat them, how to make them feel important, how to make them feel like other things ain't more important than them, how to talk to people, how to treat people if they have significant others, and, you know, doing a better job at like when they, I don't know, they see people with parents and, you know, we have those talks like, well, I don't have anybody in the house, or I don't have anybody because of this, and really explain it to them. I really tell my kids everything. Like, they'll be like, you know, I'll be like, I have that one friend in Vegas. That's my best friend. That's it. You know, there might be people that talk to me and we associate. I tell them, you know, there's a difference between people that you just talk to, you call them associates. They might get offended. If they get offended with that, that's the problem that they have with themselves, because that's what they are. You are an associate. And I tell them, this is a friend. This is what friends do. These are friend traits. You know, right now, you just kids. You play with people. You don't know if they're going to go to the next grade with you. You don't know if they're going to go to the next school with you. Just have fun and stuff like that. I tell them, like, you know, but still have good relationships even now. You don't know where it's going to go, because my son is in 3rd grade. I met my best friend in 3rd grade. You know, so, and he's 9. I think I was 8. I was 8 years old. Cause shoot, she was there for my first menstrual, and I was 8 years old in the 3rd grade, and yeah, so, you know, and she just been there. We've been there for each other ever since then. So you never know when you're gonna have these relationships, how far they're gonna go. She even moved to Vegas and then like came back, and like so much had happened. She had kids. I didn't have kids yet, but I just wasn't. I don't know. I've always traveled like with my mom, both my grandmas. I just always had traveled, but I never thought like I can travel by myself. Like my best friend in Vegas, why I can't get on the plane and go to Vegas? So like as a graduation gift, my mom gave me a ticket to Vegas. So I flew out there, she picked me up and everything. And ever since then, I was like, I can do this all the time. Like, that's my thing. This is what I like. So I showed them, you know, like, I like to travel. I like to see the world. I took my kids to travel to see the world. Like, I got them passports. I don't know. I want to take them to London, but I feel like I don't want to go back to London yet. I want to go other places first, but that's kind of selfish. I don't know. I'll probably take them to London first, get on a train, go to Paris, go to Disney World, and shoot back out to go home. But, you know, just things like that, showing them that things are obtainable. I don't work a lot. I don't have a second parent in the home. So everything that I get, you know, it's from me working. It's from me working hard. Whether I had to brainstorm, whether I had to go to work, whether I had to hustle, it's legal now. How to do that, they see that. I write it on the board. I talk to them about it. If I'm looking up scholarships, like to go to school, financial aid, if I gotta figure that out, like we talk about these things. We you know, I put my real amounts on the board. This was in the savings, this was in the checking, this what the savings is for, this is what we gonna use to travel. You know what I'm saying? This is what I want to do for my birthday. This is what I want to have done by September. Like, it be on the board. We go over my check. It be like, this how much I make. They took out taxes. Keitrell very fluent. He know what them taxes are. You know what I'm saying? So when I get a check, he be like, oh, so they probably took out $80. Or like, he, you know, he already be thinking about stuff like that. That's what I want to do for them. That's what I want to leave with them, because me growing up, I didn't really have that. I want them to already have certain things in place so they could skip wasting that time, because the time that I wasted is crazy. When I was in high school still. I was in high school and I helped my mom with a client, and I had clients. I would make business cards and I would pass them out. I would make flyers and I would pass them out. And now this part I'm pretty sure I had talked about before already, but in high school, not a graduate yet. I'm thinking I had one more year to so like a junior. I was probably a junior working. and worked at a movie theater, worked at clothing companies. I worked at Sears. I worked at this place called Stephen Barry's. Like, I always worked. I always worked from the time that I could work. I always worked. I didn't have a problem. I had energy like hell. I would go to work, get off, go turn up to the morning hours, go have breakfast, go have, like, just kicking it all day. Still make it to work. I never did greenery. I never smoked. And so I was like, I'm gonna do that, because I'm not do it, but sell it, because I don't do it. So I would get a good profit. Started doing it. So eventually I learned I was allergic to it. I'm allergic to weeds. I'm allergic to grass. I'm allergic to trees. I'm allergic to pollen and all that stuff out there. And I was working at this one house in particular. It's an 82-year-old man. And he just needed somebody to be with him. He had like a hip replacement and he was kind of senile. And I just had to be there with him for a 24-hour shift. So I would get paid for 24-hour shifts. And, you know, I would hang out with him in the day. He would have a sleeping pill at a certain time. So I would be hanging out in the parking lot. Well, not the parking lot, but what do you call it? The driveway. My friends would pull up, or on the side of the street or whatever, a little breezeway, and just kick it because he sleep. Like, I did my job. And then I would have a monitor. If they didn't have a monitor in their house, I would have one, make sure that it's okay with them. But in case somebody's like, hey, I need help or something, I would just have a monitor in the house and I could always hear them. But in order for them to hear me, I would have to push a button. So safe that way. And I got the monitor from the secondhand kids store. I was very smart and very on top of business, but that's my point. Like, I've always worked. I've always had multiple hustles. Like, I might have had a department store job, healthcare job, and selling things on the side. But I had buku money. And my stepdad, he's always had money. He went to jail. He got out of jail. Always made sure I had money. Like, my mom would be like, why are you giving her all this money? That's just a little girl. She don't need to have all that money on her. And now I see, like, it was just unsafe. It was crazy, the amount of money that I was walking around with. It was crazy. Have my own money, and then he would give me like 100, 200, 300, 400, 500 at a time. Like, that was crazy. I was somebody that nobody wanted to mess with. I don't know why. I think because I look mean and stuff. But if I snap, I was somebody you wouldn't want to be around. So that's probably why too. But anyway, I found out I was allergic to the greenery. I thought it was something in the house that I was working at, because they had like old green, like a grass carpet almost. It was very like moist, like in that area, like the back area, like a I don't know what you call it, like a den, kind of like moist. I'm thinking maybe it's like mold or something under the carpet. I don't know. It's kind of musky in there. I'm probably allergic to something. I don't know. So anyway, my mom she bought me, I think, 2 cars. When one stopped working, she bought me another one. I was never without a car. But even with all this money, I never thought, like, go upgrade. Go get you a nice car. Use your money and go get you a nice car. Roll nice. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't until I was, how old was I? 20... Shit, I don't know, 23? I don't know. I bought a car. I bought a Buick. My stepdad kind of put that in my head. He's like, I was like, I want a new car. And he was like, I know somebody selling one. It's a good car. Somebody older had it. They took care of it. It cost this much. And I was like, shit, I got that. So I bought the car. But it's just at that age and just that fast lifestyle and having fun and not having people really tell me, like, here you can do anything you put your mind to. You can do whatever you want to do. But you don't even know your horizons. You don't even think, like, I don't know. Like, it was just nothing in my head that was like, get a house, get a car. You know what I'm saying? Like, nothing. I was like a shoe junkie. I love, like, the Dunks, the Nikes. Like, I love the shoes that nobody could find. I was a shoe junkie. I had shoes everywhere. Didn't really take care of them, but yeah, I had a shoe for every outfit. I love shoes. So that's what my thing was, in jewelry. I had the necklaces, the 4-finger ring, the earrings, everything with my name on it. Hell, I had a toe ring with my name on it. I had the little earring up here with my name. I just loved the jewelry and the shoes. So that was my thing. But yeah, and then when I got my Challenger, it was like, what do I want? If I could, like, what are the cars that I see that I like, and why I can't have one? Like, I really talk to myself like, Tony, what do you want? Like, what do you want to drive around in? Because I've always been a flexer. Like, the cars that my mom got, they wasn't hot cars, but nobody else had cars. So I didn't give a fuck. Like, you could laugh that my car is smoking, or that I have to start it with a screwdriver, or sometimes the window don't work, or sometimes I ain't have air, or sometimes that motherfucker cut off and I gotta go under the hood, play with the battery and shit. Like, you can do whatever you want to do, but I'm gonna get around. And guess what? I learned how to fix on cars. But, you know, I learned how to put oil in. I learned how to put my windshield wiper in. I know how to put coolant in. You know, just different things like that I'm grateful to know. I know, like, shit, when you trying to crank a car up and they act like you don't want to start, hit the gas a couple times. Like, I just know certain things to kind of, I don't have to be like, hey, mom, something's wrong with my car, or AAA, come. I want to leave that with them. Like, know what to do. Try to fix things for yourself first. Sit down, figure out what you want. You can have anything, but you got to start with, what do you want? Because for me, it was like, the only thing I ever really had control over is what kind of shoes I wanted or what outfit I wanted, because, you know, my mom would take me and she would let me pick out my shoes and my clothes. So I don't know, but I'm just trying to put it together. Like, from that, maybe as a child, you really just kind of like, that's all I got control over. I'm used to picking my shoes and my clothes, so that's what I'm gonna spend my money on. That's all I really know. And I guess for a long time, like, I would be in job interviews, I would be at places, and I'm talking about, I'm like 19, 20. When I really thought about it, I was like, why every time somebody asks me something, I'm like, I gotta ask my mom, or I gotta tell my mom. Like, it's cool if that's your mom, and like, that's your mom, that's your friend, that's your best friend. You tell her everything, you run everything by her, stuff like that. But to be at a point where you sitting in a job interview and somebody's asking you, like, man, I don't even remember the stuff they would ask me, but I would be like, I will always mention my mom, and it's like, you a grown ass girl, and my mom kind of like, you know, I was kind of like independent out there. I would have to come to her to say something or ask something or tell her something if I kind of needed that guidance. But it wasn't like a set up talking conversation about birds and the bees or minstrels or moving out or growing up or jobs or shit. The jobs I kind of just jumped into as soon as I could. Like, I asked her, can I start this job? It wasn't like, you know, how I set my kids up now. Meilah's 6 when she was 5. Keitrell's 9 when he was probably 7. It's like, what do you want to do in life? You're gonna have to make money. You're gonna have to have a job to make money. What do you want to do to make that money? Do you want to be a basketball player? Do you want to work at a clothing store? Do you want to have your own business? You know, he said he want to work with animals. So for a long time, like, I've been setting them up to just have that on their mind, to know that it's obtainable, so that when they get money, they think about more than shoes and clothes and, you know, stuff that people fuck their money off on, because that's what I was doing. So I want to leave them with that, and I think that's really important. That's something I really didn't have. And with all the money, kind of bringing it back in, with all the money that I had when I was younger, that I blew off on every event I go to, I'm popping up with a bottle. It could be a wedding, it could be a birthday, it could be a kickback. I didn't give a fuck what it was. If we was meeting at the fucking my bad. If we was meeting at the movies or something, I got a personal fifth ready to go. I got a trunk full of fifths, like, in case I'm running late. I'm going to my trunk and I'm popping out my fifth. Like, even if I I drank the whole bottle back then. But, you know, just those were the things that were important to me. Having a tank full of gas, I made sure like my oil and stuff was changed. My car was fixed, like stuff like that. But that's things that my mom and my grandma put on my mind already. Like, make sure you take care of your car. Make sure you keep up with the maintenance, you know, stuff like that. Because it was put in my mind for me to think about. So just putting that seed in their mind and leaving them with something so they know what direction they go in, how to continue to flourish and going to school. Nobody really talked to me about college. You know, like I said, I was doing the healthcare field stuff. I graduated in 2009, and I went to school in 2012 to be a CNA. I got scared, so I did not take my state board exam. When I went to go take it, like they told me, I went off on a whole nother. They told me I was too late taking it. So then come to find out, you didn't have 1 year, you actually had 2 years. So when I went back, you know, somebody emailed me. I never got the email. When I went back, they were like, well, now they give you 2 years, so let's see how long it's been. At that point, it had been too long. I would have to take the class all over again. So those 8 weeks, and then let me tell you about these 8 weeks. I was in a housing program where I had my own apartment. And it was like low income because I did pay to stay there. I paid all my utilities. Yeah, I had rent. Damn near was regular because I was always working and stuff. But for some reason, like if you're under a certain age and you don't have no kids, you can't go to school, and you couldn't make a certain amount of money or something like that. It was very weird. But it's okay because it took my life another direction, and I wouldn't be where I am today probably because I was out of control. So at that unit, my school, they couldn't believe it. They was like, there's no way that they're telling you you can't go to school. I started the program. I hate that my background is like this. Because what the fuck? I don't know. Okay. I started the program in the school. They really was like, there's no way that where you're living at is trying to determine and tell you that you can't go to school. So that was the case. They was like, we want you to sign up. We want you to start. We don't think that's the case. And they was like, and if anything, we'll deal with your school. And they did. But I was like, you know, at this point, I'm an adult. I'm an adult. There's no way. Like, I knew the rules. I knew what it was. And I signed the paperwork understanding. And I understood it. I told the school, you know. But I was just like, there's no way. Like, they're going to end up kicking me out because I have to answer to them. It's not up to my school to explain to them why I'm in school and I'm not supposed to be. So I started the program. It was an 8-week program. I want to say maybe halfway through, I dropped the class because they were telling me that I needed to move out. The school was like, why did you drop out? Now, the reason why the school checked to see why I dropped out is because I had an issue with the teacher. I don't know if she was like discriminating against me or what, but it was a program. They still have it, but like if you're under 21, you can go to school for free and get that certificate. It's like a scholarship program type of thing. In the program, almost everybody was failing. And I can't even remember. I want to say I had an 82 or 86. Something like that in the class, and everybody else was failing. But I wasn't surprised because that's the kind of work I had been doing anyway. And besides that, like my freshman year, I stopped being on the honor roll because I started being like, I started seeing what was out in them streets, okay? Before that, I was like confined. I was always in a house by myself, like at my grandma's house, at my mama's house. Like, I was always just like I am now, confined by myself. And so I really didn't know what was out there. But when I got out there, I was like, whoa. So I just started having fun and doing other things and working, having boyfriends and whatever, stuff like that. Yeah, and just life was real fast and exciting. So I don't know. Anyway, it was like when things got serious, like I'm in school, I'm about to have a certification. What does that mean? Like, it was almost like, I don't know. It was just like a moment of growing up, being mature, somewhat having a career, or like a trade. You know what I'm saying? It's kind of serious to me. So it's just like, what's next? Because I think this phase of having fun is over. Like, I'm an adult, and just things had to change. And I was nervous about taking a test and passing. Even though you could take it twice, I should at least took it the one time. The instructor, she was terrible. She would have attitudes with me, she would get smart with me. When I would get smart back with her, because at that time I wasn't thinking like, hold on, because my temper, when I say 0 to 100, 0 to a motherfucking 100. I don't give a fuck if I'm on college campus. I don't give a fuck where I'm at. Nobody's going to disrespect me. I'm not going to tolerate that. And that's just what it is. And it's still kind of like that. I don't be challenged with it. So I don't really have to deal with it. But back then, I would hop the table. I would hop the table, and man, it would be bad. So she would get smart. I would get smart with her, and she didn't like it. She might tell me to leave. She would say things like she didn't get my homework. But when she started doing that shit, I started taking pictures and I started emailing her a copy of it. Like, even though I turned it in, I just wanted to email you a copy of it so it doesn't get lost. Like, such and such worksheet got lost, whatever. Like, I started being on top of that shit. Then when I did email her to ask questions about the work or something, she never responded to me. She thought everything was common sense. And she would say that. She would say, like, it's common sense. Like, obviously, we're here in this class to learn because we don't know it, so it's not common sense. You cannot say that. And that was one of the things that the school did agree with me on. And she would be like, oh, well, I did say that, because the other kids would say she said it. So she'd be like, oh, I did, but I didn't mean it like that. It's just, trying to justify herself and her actions and shit. So me and the school went through a really big thing trying to keep me in that class. The good thing is my grades were good. My grades had slipped because she wasn't getting my work. But prior to that, and they could see, when the grades started to slip and I had proof that I did the work, they were like, no, there's obviously a problem, like a friction between her and this teacher. We're just going to keep our eye on it. They started telling me, like, when you get done with your assignment, send it to us. Let us know that you did it, just to let us know that you did it, so there's no issues. We shouldn't see any more problems with your grade as long as you're doing your work, because you're really excelling. You're the only person in the class passing. I want to say at the end of the class, I think it was only 2 or 3 people in the program that passed. So there were other people that passed, but in my class and in my program, I think it was only 2 or 3 people. So that it was important for them too, because when they put their stats in, they want to say at least 98% of our students are graduating or obtaining their certificate that they try to achieve and stuff. It keep their stats on point too. But then I think they really did care for me. Like, I shouldn't have to be going through that. So we went through a lot to keep me in that class and to help see me through it. So when I dropped, they were like, what? They wanted to make sure I wasn't dropping because of her. So they checked in with me, and they was just like, you're dropping because your apartment complex said that you can't go to school. So they told me, we're putting you back in this class. They put me back in the class. And on top of that, I couldn't miss no more days. She was mad because I was late twice, and I think I missed a day. But if you're late so many times, that's basically like you missed one day. I could not miss one more day. But because I dropped, I missed a day. So technically, I was supposed to be out. She was more mad about that. They put me back in that class. I passed in the 80s. Like I said, I can't remember if it was 82 or 86, but I passed that damn class. I want to say it was like an 86, because I always remember being like, damn, I was so close, thinking about like being at a B. I could have been at an A. I always think about that. But yeah, so that happened, and it was crazy. They wrote a letter to the complex. The complex let me stay there. I got the certificate. Everything was good. And then still me, being me, didn't go take the state board test and ended up having to take the class again in 2020. And then I got certified. I took the state board test. I passed the first time. I like to say I got 100 because all the questions that they asked me, I knew 100% off top. But they don't do, like, they don't tell you, like, you got 50 out of 50. I don't know how many questions it was. They don't say you got 25 out of 25. They just say pass or fail, and I passed. So, and when I took that test, I felt so stupid. But I didn't know the first time, what should I be studying? I didn't know, because she didn't do like anything to prepare you for the test. It was like, we're going to learn this in school, and then you're going to take that test, so whatever. But yeah, I went through a lot. Like, everything was just like a learning experience. And like, I want to leave that with them too. Like, don't shy away from things. If it doesn't make sense, like, just take the time to sit down and figure it out. I had a whole year to take that test. Within that whole year, I couldn't think to myself, like, okay, at least take it once, see what it's about. You get 2 times to take it. So once you take it the first time and you see what it's about, then go study what it's about and then come back and take it if you fail. But if you don't, you got your certificate. Like, just, I don't know, crazy stuff. And from then I could have had an agency. I'm working on an agency right now. So from then in 2012, I could have been a 20-some-year-old with my own health, well, not health, but home care agency, because healthcare is like skilled, and a home care agency is non-skilled, which means it's like no medical stuff being done. But yeah, non-medical. I could have been doing that in my 20s before I even had kids. I could have set myself up real nice. I could have funded it real nice. Because let me tell you, even today, I don't have as much money as I had then. So, and I'm about to fund it, whatever the hell it's costing. I done already paid the $1,500 application fee. And so, like, whatever else it's going to cost, I'm going to put it up, you know. And I could have been did that. But it just takes the connection in somebody's mind. You could tell them you can do whatever you want to do. You can be whatever you want to be. But it has to be some level of capacity in their mind. You know, because for me, it was I could have whatever shoes I want. I could have whatever clothes I want. I didn't go as far to the next level, like a house, car, shit, a complex. I could have bought a building. I could have bought a fucking multifamily unit with 20 apartments in it or something. You know what I'm saying? And just so much stuff. Like, when I got a little taste of something, it just became everything. Like, I felt like I would be in school forever because I love learning. But when I found YouTube, first of all, I used to be on YouTube. I probably got like 2 videos, short ones. And I tried to do like the vlogging thing, not even knowing that it was a thing. Not even knowing it was a thing. I would tell my best friend, like, girl, we need a reality show because we funny as hell. And just people who you want to be around because we're funny. Kind of like popular, I guess. I don't know why, but I would be like, we need a reality show. So we would put stuff on YouTube, and then we had this website. It was like TMZ, because her name started with an M. Mine obviously started with a T, and I knew nothing about TMZ, but we had like our own little website, and we would type in what we did for the day, and we would have like short videos and stuff like that. So it's kind of crazy how I come back to YouTube. But anyway, when I got on YouTube and I saw people would do like tutorials, or people would talk about how to do something or how to get something, how to obtain things like that, it was like, oh my gosh, this is too much information. Like, I stayed on YouTube learning different things, trying to find out things, and it was crazy. So imagine how I am with TikTok. Like, you could go on TikTok and find anything, and now they got the freaking AI. Like, I'm so glad. Like, everything happens for a reason, because me getting a hold of myself and working on myself and taking care of myself and realizing, like, girl, go to bed at a reasonable time so you can get up. Take time out for yourself. With this AI and this TikTok, I would be up until like 7 in the morning, up until it's time to take the kids to school, sleeping my days away because I'm up all night, and just no structure, okay? And I'm talking about, I literally just got a hold of my sleeping schedule like maybe not even a month ago. And like, AI's been out, but I was like, well, what do I ask it? You know? And going through my business stuff, it's like, ooh, they can help me with my policy and procedures. Tip: they can help you with your policy and your procedures. You just got to ask the right question, because they're going to be like, oh, you should get an attorney, a business attorney or something like that. You gotta finesse it and ask in a certain way, but they can help you with that. Just different things. But all in all, you know, I was alone, but I liked it. I didn't know it was supposed to be any other way. You know, it's kind of like how you hear about the few humans, like Tarzan, who grew up in a jungle with monkeys and stuff. And, you know, he just learned the ropes. He learned how to get his own food. He learned how to fish. He learned how to start fires. He learned how to swing from tree to tree, and he knew how to speak fucking monkey language, and he adapted. You know what I'm saying? He didn't know no other way. He didn't know that there were other humans. He didn't know. He just knew what he knew, and he made it work. And that's what I was, and that's what I did. I knew what I knew, and I made it work. But as I got exposed to more, I started to want to learn more. How does this really work? Somebody said XYZ, but let me see what that really do. How that really work. What that's really about. And I'm always the person to do my research. I'm always the person to do the work. I want to take control of situations. I'll be telling my family, like, we should do this. We should all put in and have this type of business. It's only going, if we all pitch in, it's going to cost a couple $100. I'm that person. I'll be like, I'll do all the work. I want to do all the work. I want to do all the work to make sure it's done thoroughly, because I know I'm a researcher. Like, I trust me in those aspects. Like, I be like, I don't know. I'm that person though. And I want my kids to be a part of that. I want to use my little family as an example to show the people who didn't believe in themselves or me or us or whatever their issue was. And I also want to show my kids that, you were 5 years old when we talked about this. You were 7 years old when we talked about this. But look at where we're at. Look what you got. I want my son to be, thinking about it now and saving some sort of money. I'm going to help him, you know what I'm saying? But putting something away and thinking about it and having a business plan in a way that he understands it. Once I'm established with my home care agency, I want them to work for me. Whether it's, shredding paper, throwing the paper out, wiping the desk down, dusting, calling people, leaving messages, emailing, texting, whatever they're capable of doing, I want them to get in there and get their hands, wet, get their feet wet, so that they could see what it's like. And if you don't know, kids might not be able to work at a department store or something like that at the age of 10. But if the parent has their own business or something like that, your child can work for you. And the best thing to do is put the money in, let them have a business account. Not a business account. The children have their own bank account where their checks get deposited into, and the money gets automatically drafted into a Roth IRA and put it in a trust fund. But yeah, I want to have trust babies. I want to have trust fund babies. You know what I'm saying? I want to do something different out the norm. I want to break the generational cycles. I want to have generational wealth. I want to show them that. I want them to have stuff. And the only thing I'm working on now though is, because like I said, when I had it, it was just too much fun. Like, you could do things, you can go places because you got all this money, and you get out in the world and you're like, wow, all of this is out here, crazy. Even though I had been to like New York a million times, and Pennsylvania a couple times, Kentucky a million times, Tennessee a couple times, Florida a couple times, like, I've been around to different places, and obviously you're a tourist, so you see things, but my mind was just never open to like, wow, this is out here, until I got in the streets in my community. It was like, wow. And also from the accident, like, me strengthening my communication with my kids is like important to me, because the things that I don't know or I'm not thinking of to teach them right now, because a lot of the things I think of to teach them is I only know because it's things that I went through. So if it's something I didn't go through, or if it's something that was common sense to me and I just caught on, like, maybe it's not going to be that way with my kids, but our communication is so strong, our bond is so strong that they're going to come to me, they're going to talk to me about whatever. We was in the car the other day, dropping Keitrell off at school, and I've been talking, like, when it gets to the puberty conversation, I don't know how this is going to go. I don't want to give too much info, but I want to give enough. And this boy was like, I had a patch of hair on my leg somewhere. I was like, I thought he was going to say something else. And then I was just instantly was like, I'm not ready for this. What? What? Then he said leg, and I was like, okay, it's the leg. But still, if he got hair on his leg, that conversation is coming up. So I was like, nah, maybe it just is hair that fell off your clothes, or I don't know, maybe you dragged your clothes on the floor and it picked up some hair and it just fell down to your leg. But he was like, he couldn't find the hair anymore. So, but the fact that it was just like a regular conversation to him. He's like, I had a patch of hair on my leg somewhere. Like, it was just easy to him. I needed to be like that. So that is just, coming back from that accident is a lot of things that I done took a step back and looked at myself and just was like, you need to stop this. You need to find an alternative for this. You need to start doing this. You know, just different things. And it's all been coming full circle. I'm actually considering making friends. I'm okay with it. For a long time, I hadn't been okay with it. Not even gonna lie. Like, who don't want friends, right? But the friends that I had caused me to be in a lot of trouble. Like, going places and doing things, I would get in trouble, and they would walk free. Now that's just a dummy move. It ain't gonna be too many of them, you know. It ain't too many stories like that. Eventually, we will both get caught, and not because I was telling, but because they would tell on me. Yeah. In writing and in video, we would get caught. We would get in trouble, and these people would turn around and tell on me. It's like my life is like a movie. Like, if anybody's watching, snatch me up now, because it's a good story. But just very interesting, very crazy twist of events. And like I said, I just adapt and I roll with the punches. But when I talk to people, or people that, like my best friend, she know everything, people really be helping me. Like, I probably should have been in therapy for a lot of the stuff, but I'm seeing now that life should have never been a certain way, or I should have never dealt with certain things. And not just like as a kid at home, but like as a teenager in relationships, like the relationships with my kids' dads, or relationship with friends, or, you know, just different things. I shouldn't have dealt with certain stuff. You don't adapt to everything. You know what I'm saying? And I adapted to friends, and the wrong ones. And it was just very hurtful to see how people would throw you under the bus to save them. And hurtful to see how people would throw you under the bus to get the same consequence they was going to get anyway. They just wanted somebody to go down with them. You're not in the same cell. You're not in the same jailhouse. You're not in the same court on the same days. Like, none of that shit. It was just hurtful to see that you want me to be down bad because you are. That's crazy, and that's hurtful. And the whole time, like, with one of them, they kept calling. I made sure there was money on my phone. I put money on their books, like, and just, if you need anything, let me know. I got money. Money wasn't no issue to me. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, you need anything, let me know. Man, I hate we got popped and shit like that. Whole time they working up some shit on me. So, you know, I did jail time. Because somebody told on me. But, you know, it's just a crazy chain of events that I want to keep my kids from going down. And whew, yeah. Crazy. And you, like, stuff that I tell you, you would never probably guess that I've been through as much as I have. And then people would be like, you know, when I was a teenager, like, why she got this attitude? Why? Like, you're a nasty person. You're a mean person. I had teachers quit. I had teachers crying in front of the class, throwing shit. I'm not saying teachers and really mean one or two. Teachers. A teacher came to me like, you are the most disrespectful child. I never had anybody disrespect me like this. I never had anybody talk to me like this. I never had anybody make me cry because they treated me this way. And I didn't think I was that mean. But, you know, that's another thing too. Like, you never know what somebody else is going through. You don't fight. Like, how you say it? Like, okay, when somebody's being rude towards you and having attitude and stuff, you don't fight that with the same type of energy, because they might not even have the mental capacity to know what the fuck is going on. I didn't have the mental capacity to know what the fuck is going on. I had a teacher give me a referral because I was mean mugging her. She didn't even say mean mugging. She said looking at her mean. I always look mean, and I was mad that the office let that shit go through, because I had no motive to look at her mean. I never had an issue with her. We never spoke about anything. It was a Black history class. She was a white lady. Nothing about it, but just, you know, the fact, it was just kind of ironic. Like, what's going on here? I'm getting a referral because I look mean. I have a resting bitch syndrome. I normally look like this. For no reason. And sometimes my eyebrows, like, I might be getting a slight migraine, or I don't know, sometimes my eyebrows be like this, so I'll be like, for no reason. That's just my face at resting. And I mean the whole class, she teaching, and I'm looking at her because I'm paying attention. And I told her that, I'm looking at her because I'm paying attention, I'm listening. I got notes, I got everything. What are y'all talking about? And I couldn't not serve the referral because I would have got suspended. But I couldn't believe they let that slide. My mom didn't come up to the school. She didn't say nothing about it. She didn't call nobody. Like, my kids tell me anything. And it's not to say my mom ain't do her job or nothing, but she probably was like, I know my daughter, maybe because I had a bad attitude. So she probably was like, she probably did look at her mean, and she got a referral. Okay, and but for me, I'm checking it out. In the video that I'm posting, I'm trying to post now when I get some storage, my daughter came to the car and she said that somebody on the bus monitor, let me see, at this time she had just turned 6. She said the bus monitor was mean, she was yelling, and she was clapping her hands at them. Now, when my daughter be playing, she got this from TikTok, she be like, I said, dun, like, so she know, I'm thinking like she got the mental capacity to know when somebody's mean, yelling, and clapping their hands. So I politely get out the car, I go to the bus. Hey, how are you? Is there a bus monitor on here today? Yeah, there is. Can I speak with her? She come to the front. Hey, my daughter just came to the car. She was just, confused because, she a kid. She said that somebody was being mean, rude, clapping their hands and yelling. She said, which pissed me off, but I still kept my cool. It's in the video. She was like, no, I wasn't mean. I wasn't yelling. I just said, when I do like this, that mean be quiet. When I do like this, that mean be quiet. And I said, okay, well, you confirmed the clapping, but the yelling and the being mean. She said, no, I just said when I do like this, that mean be quiet. When I do like this, that just mean be quiet. And then the driver was like, she just telling you, like, that's exactly how she did it. That's exactly how she said it. And I'm like, okay. But I didn't want to go back and forth. But I did want to ask, like, what that mean? Is it like a period in time where they just too loud or you needed to hear? Or, because I understand sometimes when we be places, I be like, y'all be quiet because I need to watch our surroundings. I need to hear when something ain't right. You know what I'm saying? Just keep it quiet. You ain't got to shut up, but be quiet. And so I did want to ask her, like, you expect them to be quiet the whole ride, like to not talk, or to be quiet, like keep your voice down? Like, I wanted to know, because my son, when he talk, he might be loud, but when my daughter talks, she don't talk that loud. So I'm just wondering, like, should I tell my daughter, okay, you could talk, but you were too loud. They need, when I tell y'all I need to listen for stuff, they need to listen for stuff too. Like, I have conversations with my kids, but I don't want it to go, be taken the wrong way. And I'm so traumatized because, like I said, people already have this perception of me that I have such a bad attitude that when I say something, they think it's a problem. When I say something, they think it's an argument. But why I can't just say something and it be a regular conversation? You know what I'm saying? So I'm so used to people taking my character out of, like taking assumption of what I meant instead of what it is. So I feel like if I would have just kept asking her questions or something, maybe one of them would have went back and be like, oh yeah, she tried to argue with us, or oh, she came at us like this, and like, actually that's not what it was. You know what I'm saying? And then it's their word against mine. They might have cameras, they might have recording, but they might not. You know what I'm saying? I had a recording, but I don't even want it to get to that point. So I really be traumatized because a lot of times in like work settings or relationships or whatever, I might not say something at the time that I should. I might walk away from it and come back to it so that it doesn't seem like it's an ongoing back and forth thing. But really the right time to say something should have been at the time, because then just imagine being in court and the judge is like, well, if this happened, why you didn't say nothing then? Or why you didn't do nothing then? Or why are you just now, and yada, yada, yada. But it's because I guess I still be affected by the way that people perceive me because they think I'm the person that I used to be. But yeah, so that's just something, like when my kids tell me something, I follow up. Like my daughter was like, she needed her inhaler and the gym teacher didn't let her use it. And gym, you would think for sure, get that baby inhaler. You know, I'm calling the school ASAP. I'm being the voice. I'm being the advocate for my child ASAP. No questions asked. I don't give a fuck. I'm not saying I believe my child. I'm not saying I don't believe them. But what they told me, to me, might not sit well with me. Even if it don't sit well with them. You know, I might tell the teacher like, yeah, and there's nothing wrong with that. I completely understand that. But maybe you want to explain it better to the children, because they're children and they're still learning and they don't understand. And like, me and Keitrell was in, Keitrell and Meilah was in Dollar Tree, and I used his card for some snacks. And he said, why you use my card? Well, he's like, why did you use mine? But you know, he has a friendly child tone. It's not like, why you use mine? So what you say? You know what I'm saying? He was really inquisitive. He wanted to know, why did I use his card? Like, because I expose my kids to, I have this debit card, this credit card, there's this much on here, I'm trying to pay this out. Like, we talk about those things. I allow him to ask me those questions so he can know, because like I said, I'm in a different space with my kids than a lot of people are. And sitting on the damn hanger. So I answered him. I said, well, we use my card for XYZ, and I'm gonna use your card for this because, you know. And the cashier was black, and she said, and you really sitting there explaining it to him? Like, her mouth dropped. She was like, and you really sitting there explaining it to him? I said, yeah, we talk about this all the time. She said something about when he get a job or something. I said, yep, and he got one, and that's why we talk about it. So he just asking to be asking. She was like, oh, okay. And when we was walking out, I said, remember I told you a lot of black people don't play them games. And it might not just be black people, but I know black people because I'm black and I grew up with black people. And I know black people don't play no games like that. When black people say, go clean your room, ain't no, but I didn't do it. Or, but I cleaned it yesterday. Ain't no black people doing that, because, well, not this. I was sitting on this. But nah, ain't no talking back. Ain't no whining. Ain't no crying. Ain't no, you get in there and do what they said. You know what I'm saying? And I be telling my kids that. So like when they visit other family members, I be telling them like, this is what it is. You really got a mom that's really lenient and really, you know, allowing you to have those questions. So, you know, I don't be like, because I said so. I never said, I don't think I've ever said that to my kids because I said so. I really explain to them because it's a reason for everything. Yeah, I mean, it could be, I don't know, it could be the most simple thing ever. Like, if I'm like, hey, Keitrell, come here. Can you grab that for me? I don't know. It might be this hanger that's sitting on my bed. And he might be like, why would you ask me to come in here and grab the hanger if it's just right there? You could just grab it. This is just a random example. And I might be like, well, Keitrell, because from the accident, my back hurts. And I think if I twist that way, it's going to hurt. I need to take time to get up, but I just wanted it right now. So I was just seeing if you would help me by giving it to me. You know, I really talk to my kids. So, and I want them because I'm kind of like the authority. I'm head of the household. And so when they get into jobs and they're like, oh, well, that's the boss. Or they're in the school and they're like, oh, well, that's the teacher, that's the principal. I want them to know in any settings, if you can question me at home, you can question anybody. If a supervisor is telling you to do this and do that and it don't make sense to you, everything don't make sense all the time. People make mistakes, you know what I'm saying? Like, it happens, you know, like crazy things. If you're drinking something and it don't taste right, it could potentially have mold at the bottom. You know, people mess up. Everything is not perfect 100%. And so if something's not right, question it. I don't care if you're at work. I don't care if you're at school. I don't care if you're in the courthouse. Question it. And I tell them that too. And I spent a lot of time telling friends too, like, just because you're in front of a judge, they are a person. You are there to get something done, accomplished. If you don't understand something, ask. If you have an attorney, ask your attorney. And if you don't want your attorney anymore and you don't know how to do it, ask the judge in front of the attorney. You know what I'm saying? Like, don't be scared to get in front of nobody and say nothing or ask nothing. Jobs, I tell my friends, like, I don't have a lot of friends because I don't like weak-minded people and stuff. But relationships, I'm like, you know, it ain't none of my business. But I don't like to constantly see my friends be in relationships that ain't good for them because they deserve better. I don't want to keep hearing about it because I feel bad about it. It gives me a daunting energy. Like, I feel sad for them, and I just don't like that, and I can't deal with your pressures and mine. So I have to distance myself. Then you become an associate, and then you think I'm doing you wrong, so you just, I don't know, you got an attitude. And now it's like, to me, I'm like, if you understood and you were a friend, you wouldn't be that way. So now what I teach my kids, you either gonna be an associate, you're gonna be cool over there, or I gotta cut you loose because you ain't cool no more. You want to argue, and you want to do this, and you want to do that, and you're supposed to be a friend. You know what I'm saying? So you put me in your business as a friend, and you want to talk about your nigga, or you want to talk about your job, or you want to talk about your parents, and you ask me for advice. You don't have to take my advice, but you know, if it's working out and it's going good for you, I want to hear about that. That's good, because I want to know that my friends are cool and that they have good relationships, healthy relationships. I want to know if there's anything I could do. Like, do you want to go out for drinks? Do you want to go out a therapy session? Do you want me to help you find somebody? Do you want to go take a walk and clear your mind? Like, how can I help you be there? Like, how can I be there for you? Whatever. And like, I don't want to constantly hear, he cheated on me again, he slapped me again, you know, different things like that. Like, it's sad. I just ain't gonna go into it. But like, yeah, with the jobs I was saying, I tell my friends all the time, you work really hard, regardless if it's hourly, salary, whatever it is. Get to talking about the promotion. Have the conversation so that they know that you're interested. What do I need to do? Do I need to pick up more hours? Do I need to work certain days to be considered for a raise? Do I need to work an hour extra every day? Like, the pay is not making sense for them. So, and they stress out, and they like, do I get a second job? If I get a second job, I gotta at least do this many hours. You know, and it's like, no, stay at the job that you at. Ask them, do you need to take a class? Do they offer a class? Do they offer a certification? Do they offer a license? Like, figure out what you can do and have the conversation with the boss. And they will be scared. And let me tell you, every job I've had, I've never came in making what everybody else makes. I went into a job with my best friend in high school, the clothing department, and we didn't make the same thing. There's no way. And if we do make the same thing, we're not staying there. I'll just keep talking because it's probably for somebody, but like motivation for somebody, or food for thought for somebody. Because like I said, I didn't think about a lot of things unless I went through it, and I wanted to steer my kids in a different way. It has to be something in your mind. Like I was saying before, the car, the house, it wasn't a thought in my mind. So just throwing things out there for somebody, it might help somebody. But working in the healthcare field, when they saw my extensive background history, they saw that, oh, she's been working. When I pull up my credit report, it says it on there, private caregiver. It has the year on there. Now that I have the home agency business starting, I'm able to look and look up people's information. Like, if I'm going to hire somebody, I can look up their information in the system and see what jobs they worked at, what kind of experience they had, what days they got hired, the gap between when they worked. So when y'all filling out applications and you say you worked from 2008 to 2022, if that's not true, they can see that. But so now I see, they would always be like, even if I didn't put that on my resume, or if I didn't have a resume, they would be like, you have a really good work history. We're willing to pay you $12 instead of $9. When I was in school for caregiving, they were paying like $8, $9. I never made that. I always made $12. Always. I think one job, which I don't even know why I took that job, I had one client one day and I didn't even go back. $11. Besides that, I always made $12 when everybody else was making $8 and $9. And they would tell me, if you go get your certification, you'll get $1 more. And then always, it was like 40 cents. Well, there's one job I remember because I was there so long. You get a 40-cent raise after, like, I think it's a year. And then the second year, you get like a 50-cent raise. I don't know. It was something like that. Not a full 50 cent. I think like a 10 cent more. Something like that. But yeah, on top of that. So I never came in just making nothing. And you have to think about it too. Personality can play a part, because personality can be a part of customer service and hospitality. So if you feel like this person is well educated, they went to school for this, but you have the history, so you know how it is. You got in there, you got your hands dirty, you learned because you got your hands dirty, versus somebody who wrote a book about what they think. Because I could write a book too. But now this person ain't got no personality. They don't have good customer service. They don't have people skills. They act like they don't want to be at work. They don't follow the dress code. They're late all the time. You might not know all of this because they're not talking about it, and the boss can't tell their business. The boss ain't going to be like, you're always late. But now you have this extensive work history. You got references. Even if you don't got references, you have proof that you worked at these places. I always keep proof. This place did not believe that I was making $24 an hour as a caregiver. And when I showed them my check stub, they gave me a raise. They said, if this person is willing to pay you this much, we can't go beyond a certain amount, but we're willing to come up a little bit. And that's what happened. So keep some of your stuff. Keep, screenshots somewhere, email yourself, something, whatever you think you might need. I don't know. It just comes to me and I'll just do it. God really be with me, because something be telling me what to do. But anyway, all with you. You have to know the balance. You have to know how to make you well-rounded and complete. You have to look at the people around you, because when I look at people, I be like, they could have just did this. They could have did that. They don't seem friendly. Why you got to, I look and I observe people, and it seemed like, oh, they seem kind of ditzy. Maybe they smart in another area. I don't know, but I see the flaws. And so when I come in, maybe, before I had my CNA license or certificate, it's not a license in Illinois. It's called a certificate. But they might be like, oh, this girl got a hell of experience. Is she willing to take the class? If she's willing to take the class, she can be where that person is. But she has a good personality. She takes initiative. She goes above and beyond. She's asking for more hours. The more she works, the more we get paid. They might just find all these good different qualities about you. And if they look at it like, I want more, but how can I get more? If I don't like school and I'm like, I ain't going to school, I ain't willing to go to school. Well, for one, you and the other people in the office or wherever you work at in the field, in that industry, whatever, in that company, you got to figure it out. If I'm asking for more, I have to bring more to the table, because I don't have a degree. I don't have a certificate. I don't have a license, and essentially people look at it like I don't have nothing to offer, so I can't ask for more. Yes, you can. You have experience. You can't pay for experience. You can't pay for the person I am, the personality. You can't pay me to put a smile on and act happy, because some people can read right through that shit. And a lot of these seniors and their parents, they be like, nah, it's something about her. It's because it's not genuine, and they know that. You know what I'm saying? So you can't worry about what everybody else is doing, what everybody has, what they don't have. You got to be focused on you. You got to figure it out. Like, how can I step it up? Okay, let me come in on time from now on. Let me, I don't know, figure it out. Shit, let me get my clothes ready for work the night before. Let me set my makeup out that I'm going to use, or my face lotion, serum, whatever I'm going to use. Let me have that shit right there. How about, for me, because I don't know, maybe somebody got kids out there, but for me, I take my kids to school, I come home, sit around, get ready, and go to work. But if I had an issue being on time, I would be like, okay, let me take my kids to school, come back home, get ready, and then sit around so I can walk out the door and be ready to go to work and be on time. So that's something that you could offer. You could be like, well, this person, even though she has a degree, she don't show up on time and she's not impressionable. I show up on time and people love me. People love me. And what I would do too, another trick, I would tell my clients, I would say, okay, so with the agency, we always want to make sure, as if it's coming from the agency. But it's also true. We always want to make sure that we have a good relationship. You can talk to me. You can ask me for anything. If you need help for anything, you know what I'm saying? If you're not feeling well, you know what I'm saying? Like, just different things. Like, I treat you good. You agree. Okay, I feel like I'm comfortable with you. It's always, I feel safe when I'm here. Just have the conversation with them. And I would tell my clients like, yeah, so they might call you, and at that time, if you could please just tell them how pleased you are with me, that, you know, we get along, we understand the help that you need, and I meet those needs for you. And I would be like, or if you want to call them, because it might be random calls, you may not get a call, but I'll be like, if you want to call them and just let them know, because that also helps so that they're not switching, because they might find a better schedule for me or for another caregiver, so they could switch us out at any time. But if they know that we're working well together, they typically won't do that. And then I would be like, and it also helps me because then they know I'm doing what I'm supposed to do. I might be like employee of the month or something, and then they're so happy with me in real life that they're like, yes, we want that for you. You know, you do all of this for me, I can do that for you. I can make this call and say, you're great, you really help, you understand the job, you understand what I need, you show up on time. And so I will have all these people calling. I would have all the people I work with calling the office to just say how amazing I am. So things like that. And it like, the company likes that because that's a reflection of them. They hired the right person. They're getting good feedback. You know, they feel good about that too. They're like, wow, we really got us a good one. And if they're calling us to say that, that's what they're going to tell other people. You know, when they hear word of mouth, they're going to be hearing all those good details. So the company loves that. So they're going to try to accommodate you, meet your needs before they meet somebody else's needs, even with a certificate, a license, a degree, because you are actually in the field and you got people calling in saying how good you are. You know what I'm saying? Like, don't never look at somebody else's situation and downplay yourself. Don't play yourself. Don't play yourself. Like DJ Khaled said, don't play yourself. But yeah, so that's just a note to somebody. And I would tell my friends that, and I tell my kids that. So honestly, before the accident, I was like oh my gosh, I love to clean. I love to clean. I'm to the point where I'm like wiping down walls and looking for something else to clean. I clean the damn ceiling. But with all the aches and stuff that I had since the car accident, I wouldn't say I'll be depressed. It's just like you go through things and you realize you're going through things and it's going to take time to get back to normal. And it just seemed like it may not never happen, but you know it's going to happen. You just go through things, but it doesn't mean you're depressed. I don't feel like I was ever depressed. I feel like I just went through things. And so sometimes I would just have to lay there. I would just have to lay down. I would try to sit up and it just wouldn't work for me. Or laying down might create aches and headaches and I would just have to get up and sit up. But I can't really move around because my hips hurt or something like that. Like, I don't know. It really sat me down. And it made me feel like an old woman. And even the weight that I gained, I want to say... So when COVID happened, I gained 20 pounds and I lost it. I didn't gain no weight, really. Like 2021, I probably gained 2022. I think I gained like 20 pounds. But those 20 pounds really took a toll on my hip and stuff. And so working with the doctors, the therapists and stuff like that, you know, they tell you too, like, well, if you do take off some weight, that may help you. I would suggest trying that as well, in addition to therapy and stuff. I considered it. I met with, it's 11/11. I met with a dietitian, a nutritionist, because they're very different. And my insurance paid for it. So I met with a dietitian. I met with a nutritionist. I tried to clean up my eating habits and stuff. And so on the scale, I would lose about 10 pounds. I would gain 10 pounds. I would lose 10 pounds. Now, normally I would be like, oh, hell no. But I've been lifting weights. I've been doing squats and running up and down the stairs and, you know, different stuff like that. So I'm thinking, and more protein. Oh my goodness. I don't know how I survived. I don't know how I lived to be 32 years old, because protein is not something that I would do. Maybe, like, because I love hot wings. I have pepperoni on pizza. Like, very minimal protein. So it was a lot I went through trying to eat protein. It made me sick. It made my stomach feel so heavy. It felt like it felt like a baby was gonna fall out of my stomach. Was so heavy from eating protein that I felt like something was gonna fall out of me, like a baby. Like I felt like something was gonna fall out of me. It was so heavy. For like 3 days I had to walk with my legs like shoulder length and like this, because my stomach was so heavy. It was just so different. I'm used to having hot Cheetos. I have like the little baby Lucas, the Mexican candy. I eat it with the hot Cheetos. But that, I like Rice Krispies. I don't have them often, but I like Rice Krispies. Love chocolate. Hershey's with almonds, Snickers, Twix, Kit Kat, the big Kit Kat because I like the crunch. The striped Keebler cookies. Sometimes Oreos. I don't really like cookies, but I'll have those cravings. What else? I don't know. Like, I might do salads and stuff, but still, that's not protein. For me, it was just really heavy, and it was like, you want me to have 60 grams of protein in one day? For me, it was so much. Now it's like, that's nothing. But at the time, I'm telling you, I really come from no protein. It was so much that I could not have a side. There's no way I could have an apple again. Nothing else in this day. Just the protein, and that's it. Can't have rice. I can't have macaroni. I can't have nothing with it, because 3 times a day, basically like 30 grams per meal, it was too much for me. And it was different. It made my stomach feel different. Whereas like cookies and stuff, you don't really fill up. You know, you could eat that all day. Snacks every 3 hours or whatever. You just eat some junk food or whatever. But I think just whole foods and, well, meats, protein, it was a lot. I even tried the protein shakes. I didn't have a problem getting it down. It wasn't like so nasty or too thick or anything, but it still just had an effect on me. I think it was my body just getting used to it. It ain't like I was a vegetarian. Like, I would eat chicken and stuff, but I just wouldn't have no damn 60 grams in one day. So it was just very different. I just went through a lot with that and trying to get my body back together. And I think now that I'm eating more meaningful foods, because I never had a problem eating vegetables and fruits and stuff, but it was that protein. And the thing is, I don't know, protein is really important. So me having salad and fruits and vegetables, turning around and having cookies and chips and whatever else I ate, I don't know. Oh my goodness, I loved Lay's barbecue chips. I'm so glad I can't eat them anymore, because natural flavors make me sick. Just thinking about it, I think I talked about it a little bit before, so I won't say it again, because I can't go there. I cannot go there. But I can't eat them anymore, and I'm glad I can't, because I would eat a whole family bag to myself. It's crazy in one setting. They were so good. They were so good. I love them so much. And like, I miss them, but I can't stomach them. So to hell with it. But yeah, I think like more now, because I can't talk right. I think because now I have more meaningful foods, I feel better. I feel like I did when I was a teenager. Like today, yesterday, like these days, I feel better. I feel like I did when I was a teenager. I feel like it's reversing everything that I damaged. I have energy. Like, I'm up cleaning this stuff. Like I said, I always cleaned, but after the car accident and being like cramped up and stiff, and you know, y'all saw I would clean up. I would move my furniture around damn near every 2 weeks or something. I don't know. I'm always moving stuff just to have a different mood. But I still did it, but I would be down for like 5 days, 4 to 5 days, easy. Can't do nothing else for the rest of the week, because I done moved some shit around. But now, you know, I moved my bed around and stuff. I was waiting for it to hit me. It didn't hit me. I feel good. I feel great. Like, it's so crazy how good I feel. Just like inside. And it's like you see through your eyes, but I see like clarity. It's like I was here and I'm like, I reached here. Like, I don't even know how to explain it, but it's going good. I feel good. I feel like I have energy. Like, When I was younger, I'm not a morning person, never have been. But when I was younger, if I knew I had to get up, I could get up. And I just hadn't been like that since the accident. And now it's like when I took the kids to the library for the free comic book day, they opened up at 9 o'clock. Supplies lasted while they were there. I didn't want to be on a blank mission. I didn't want my kids to miss out on, like, oh, if you would have came 10 minutes sooner, this book was available, but now we're sold out. You know, so I wanted them to get that good experience. Keitrell loves comic books, like I said. They didn't get none. Well, they did get some, but they didn't want none. I had to kind of make them, like, if you had to get one, which one would you get? Get one. But, yeah, so it just was like, I wanted the experience because I know Keitrell loves, my nephew slobbed on this. I said I was not throwing it away because it's brand new. But because Keitrell loves comics, I was like, I want him to have options. I want him to have the best experience. So I knew I wanted to get up early, so I got up early. And even with them going to school, like, it would be a drag to me, like, oh, come on. And then we might miss the bus, and I might have to drive them all the way to school. So yeah, currently I drive them to the bus stop. My daughter, anyway. Keitrell's, he goes to school, but I have to take my daughter to the bus stop. And so now it's like, okay, if I know I want to get up, I can get up. You know, if I want to sleep in or if I want to lay down, I do that. But if I want to, you know, lay down and catch some extra Z's or just sit there and breathe and think or talk to God or something, like, I can do that. But it's not like I'm laid up until noon anymore. I'm getting up. You know what I'm saying? I'm getting up, so I'm happy for that. I might be up at like 8 o'clock. And I'll be like, why the hell on the weekend am I up at 8 o'clock? When I didn't have the kids, I was up at 8 o'clock. Like, I don't got the kids. It ain't no school day. Why am I up? But I just couldn't even sleep that long. Like, I just really feel good overall. It's crazy. And I used to be like, I don't get it. Do I have, like, I mean, my dad was in the Marines. So anyway, my dad's not lazy. He's not a lazy person. He worked out. He used to be real buff and stuff. Like, he's not a lazy person at all. My mom, she has worked her whole life. She has worked in the healthcare field since before I was born. Just always worked. And both parents clean. They do things, you know, they get out, they do things. And I would be like, what is it about me? Why I don't have these qualities? Why do I have these lazy qualities? It's not genetics. It's not that it was passed down from somebody. It was me taking care of me. And I wasn't. So there's that. You know, but everything I do, my kids are watching. And Keitrell, he loves salad. He will eat anything I eat. And it's so crazy, when he would be little, he would know. Like, I would be like, is that food good, y'all? And sometimes Meilah would be like, no, but it's because she don't like it. Like, if she don't like tomatoes, she's gonna say no. I didn't cook the damn tomato, you know what I'm saying? Like, I didn't make the tomato nasty. You know, she just don't like tomatoes. But Keitrell would be like, you don't say that. Mommy made that for you. You eat it. And then I would ask him, and he would be like, it's so good, Mommy. Like, you know. But that's when he was younger. That's exactly how he would sound. But now he'd be like, mm-hmm. And I think one time he was like, something wasn't good. But again, I don't think it was something that I actually, like, cleaned, seasoned, cooked. I think it was just that he just didn't like whatever it was. Like, some people just don't like mushrooms. Like, I can't remember what it was, though. But anyway, he will eat anything. He likes to have healthy stuff. If it tastes good, it's okay with him. So I'll be like, here, taste it. I'll be making them taste stuff. I'll be like, you want pickles? And they love pickles, but just an example. I'll be like, you want pickles? And they'll be like, no, I'll put a pickle on there anyway. And I'll be like, all right, taste it. Because 9 times out of 10, what I like, they like. And they end up liking it. My daughter didn't know if she liked pickles. I had bought the pickles in, like, the container from Target or Walmart. Why can I not remember? I usually never mix them up. I want to say Target. And it's like this. It's called like pickle chips or something. It has the juice. It has the dill. They're like chips. So good. My daughter didn't think she liked them. I had her try it, and she loves them. Now they always asking me for those pickles. Keitrell had already liked pickles though, and her dad loved pickles, so she probably was destined to love pickles anyway. But yeah, so now they trust me when it's time to try something. They'll be like, I said no. But now they don't go back and forth with me and damn near crying because they don't want to try it, because they trust me now to be like, this is good, try it. And sometimes like that, like we share that. Like if I have something, and even if they at school, I will save it. Like I be greedy, but I don't be greedy like that. I be like, I want my kids to try this. I want them to taste this. Keitrell probably like this. I'm finna save him some. Like, you know. But yeah, and Meilah, she be like, I want to be healthy. And she'll walk around the house. The girl don't like vegetables. And she barely like fruit. She has the fruit that she like. And that's probably what she eats. She probably eat like fruit, yogurt, and chips. She love like chips. She used to love bread. She would eat like bread plain, just a slice of bread. She would eat it. But now she's starting not to like bread. She used to love cheese. She's starting not to like cheese because sometimes her allergies be affecting her. So she know what she can and can't have. But she do not like vegetables, and she barely likes some fruits. But she will try them, and then she will be like, is this healthy? Okay, I want to eat this, just because she knows that it's healthy. I was saying she tries to use my workout stuff around the house. Both of them do, really. They do. Sometimes I put on TV. I think I showed y'all exercising, and they actually do it. Sometimes I have them go outside, and I'll be like, okay, run to the fence and come back. Run to the fence, come back. And then I'll be like, okay, then when you come back this time, go in a circle. And then they always ask, they be like, can we do what we did last time? Like, they strive to be healthy, you know, and that's something I want to leave them with. But yeah, it's a mouthful. It's a lot. And it's crazy because all this is in the back of my mind. It's nothing that actually came out of my mouth. It's nothing that I actually gave a lot of thought to. It's just sometimes when we have time, I'll be like, okay, what can I talk about right now? Or what can I show them right now? And what I'm working on now actually is a lot of times we know picking something up off the floor and putting it in the garbage is common sense, right? And so you'll be like, why do you keep walking? Well, I would be like, why do you keep walking past that instead of picking it up and putting it in the garbage? You know, I'd be like, why? I don't understand. You stepped on it, you kicked it. Why are you walking past that on the floor and you know it should be in the trash? Or I wouldn't even say it should be in the trash. I'll be like, where do you think that goes? And I let them tell me. Okay, so you know it goes in the trash, and you already tripped over it, or you already kicked it, or you already stepped on it, whatever it is, you know. And I'll be like, where do you think that goes? So they can use their head. So it could spark, so they can make a connection, you know. And they might be like, in the garbage, and I'll be like, so you think you should pick it up and put it in the garbage? And they'll pick it up and put it in the garbage. As an example, like, we think it is common sense. That was just an example, but let's just say it was something more difficult. We think it's common sense. We think they should know better. But if they haven't seen, if they seen it, because they, like, let's say washing dishes. My kids have seen me wash dishes. They see me make the water. They don't know how much soap is too much soap. They don't know not to touch bleach. I clean my dishes with bleach. I don't care who does and who doesn't, but I do. So I wouldn't, that's a better example. If I was to tell, I don't trust them yet, but I'm working on it with Meilah because she keep asking. But I always end up just washing them myself. But I keep trying to leave like a few plastic dishes for her to wash. And even telling myself like, just wash it when she done. But I got to get there. Okay. But anyway, so let's say washing dishes. If I was like, okay, Meilah, let's wash the dishes. Go ahead. I can't assume because she's seen me wash the dishes a million times that she should know how to wash dishes. You have to put water in there. She has to know what kind of water. Cold, hot. Ain't nobody thinking to every single detail like, oh, she always uses hot water because it's facing that way. Ain't nobody picking up all these details all the time. So she need to know what kind of water. She need to know to put the stopper in. That might not be common sense. you know that it has to be water in there, and if you don't put a stopper in there, it's going to go down the drain. But she might not be processing the steps, you know. It has to be a connection. It has to be a spark in the mind. It has to be that education behind it. You have to give them time. They're little people. They're learning. So this is what I'm working on now. So if she was to be washing dishes, I would be taking it. I wouldn't just say wash the dishes and come back and she did something wrong and I'm like, why would you use a whole bottle of soap? It don't take a whole bottle of soap. Do you see me throwing a whole bottle of soap away? I would have no right to yell at her. I would have, well, I don't yell at her. I would yell at Keitrell though, but now I don't. But I would have no right to yell at the child. I would have no right to yell at the child. I would have no right to question them in a scolding way, not questioning them to help them about something that I didn't teach them. Because I'm assuming since you've seen me do it so many times, you should know what to do. And we can't do that about life either. So I'm working on, okay, let me think about it. Even though it seems common sense to me, because I'm a big person. I've been here for a little bit longer than they have. Let me take it back. A lot of people didn't get raised the right way because your parents were learning how to be a parent. That was probably new for them. And each child is different. Each child learns differently. Each child grows differently. Every experience is different. And so they're learning at the same time that you're learning. And sometimes teaching you one thing is more important, or focusing on your health or whatever, something is more important than something else that they had to do. So you don't always get the best experience with your parents that a lot of bratty, snobby, spoiled people want. Like, I used to be like that. But you have to realize that it's an experience for your parent too, because y'all learning at the same time. Y'all meeting each other, y'all learning what each other like, don't like, y'all doing all this at the same time. And this still go for some grown people, because some grown people hold grudges towards their parents. You know, they really probably do want I'm sure they do want the best for you. They just, their focus is on what they thought was important. They don't know what's more important to you unless you show or tell them. And even sometimes they be like, no, you got it all wrong. That's not what's important. This is what's important. And it's a give and take. You have to be willing to say, all right, show me. Tell me what you thinking is more important. Okay, now can we focus on what I think? Thank you for sharing that with me. You know what I'm saying? Like, you really got to be the bigger person. It really got to be a give and take. Like, but I'm working on, okay, if Meilah wants to wash the dishes, let me show you. Let me tell you. Let me walk you through it. And then you can wash the dishes. Water has to be on hot or warm. Okay? I throw a little science in. For Meilah, I probably won't, because she's still little. But for Keitrell, I'll throw a little science in there. Water should be warm or hot. Germs die at 200 and above. I think 214 degrees above Fahrenheit in order to really kill the germs. So what's going to kill the germ is not the water being hot or warm, but it does need to be hot or warm, because that's how I prefer it. You need to put the stopper in there so that you'll have the water to wash the dishes. What's really going to clean the dishes is the soap. You need this much soap. I'll probably show them on my hand or whatever. Put it in there. You need about this much soap. You need about this much water. You don't touch bleach because you're a child. So because we can't have that 214 plus degrees Fahrenheit water, we need to cause friction to get germs off of the dishes. So make sure you're washing the dishes with the soapy water, you know, and like really taking them through it. Okay, so now this dish is clean. So are we going to sit it on the floor? No. Are we going to sit it on the table? Because right now the table's not that clean. No, we want it to dry. We want it to sit somewhere where it will stay clean. We're going to use this area. Like, you really got to walk them through it, especially for the first time, because just from somebody coming down the stairs, asking you a question and walking back out, they didn't see how you made that soapy water. They don't know if you use a whole bottle. They don't know if you use clothes detergent or dish soap. They don't know what the fuck is going on. You have to explain it to them. And so I'm trying to be more mindful of things like that. Like, before I even be like, no, why would you do that? I want to make sure it's like, well, have they ever been told what to do, or have they ever been showed what to do, or you know what I'm saying? Because then that's why. Because then that's my bad, not theirs. So, and even things that they should pick up at school, I'm not dependent on nobody to teach my child nothing. When they come home, they learn too. They always learn at home. We're always learning stuff. I use the board for their learning too. I make them watch stuff on TV, on YouTube. I bring different things up. I'll search TikTok for something. If I'm thinking about something I want to show them or tell them, I'll be like, let me find an example. Let me find a good TikTok that relays this message to them. I'm always constantly trying to apply different things and help them to learn and grow and stuff like that. So I don't depend on the school system to teach my kids nothing. I buy books that they can work on at home, reading, math. That's just a little bit about me, this person I'm growing into, this family person. And also the last vlog or last scene, I'm not sure yet, but when I was talking about, oh no, the vlog that I'm trying to put out now, I was talking about everything I do is for my kids. I think you could kind of see how everything I talk about, there's not a topic that I don't mention my kids in. But I have little people depending on me. They trust me, and that means a lot to me. And I can imagine not being a parent. Like, and I don't mean like not having kids, or, you know, not like that, but I can imagine having kids and allowing them to go through what I went through. Not to be spiteful. Like, I could not imagine doing it to be spiteful. I can't imagine, and not even spiteful. Some people just be like, shit, you'll learn. Hell, I had to learn. I can't. I don't understand that. I don't understand that. These are my kids. I had them. It's my job to make sure that they grow up to be good people. You know, good people to others and good people to themselves. And that's my job. You know, I don't want them to be fools. I don't want them to be naive. And I can't imagine not helping them get to where they need to be. So everything is literally for them. Yeah, you know. But it's cool. I get some perks. I get some good perks having kids, you know. I get to live life. I get to see things. I get to do things because, like I said, if I didn't have kids, I would have never strived. I would have never thought outside the box. I would have never said, look, something got to shake, because I would have still probably been hustling because it's easy. And when it was just me, it was cool. But when you got kids and they depend on you and you don't have a support system and you don't know where the hell your kid's gonna end up if your dumb ass get caught doing something stupid, then it's like, you know, I can't have that. I can't. Some people are okay with it. Like, some people cannot pay a bill and be fine with it. I'll be like, oh shit, I didn't pay the bill. Are they gonna cut the lights off? Are they gonna, like, I just can't. I live by like, right is right and wrong is wrong. And so when I do something I know I got no business doing, like not paying a bill or something, it be bothering me. Okay. So, but yeah, or if I did yell at my kids or something, it be bothering me. I'd be like, come here. Even like, at first it wasn't easy to say thank you to my kids, because it's like, they don't thank me. Like, I be cooking, I be cleaning, they be messing stuff up. Like, they ain't thanking me. But it wasn't easy at first. So I would find a way, like little by little, like I'm doing now with other changes. Like, hey, so earlier when I yelled at you, you know why I yelled at you, right? And then we'll kind of talk about it. And be like, but yeah, but I shouldn't have yelled at you though. So I'm sorry. Like, or, you know, now I would tell them like, hey guys, come here. Like, okay, thanks for helping me. They started to be like, thanks for what? Because it's so normal. They start to do like I did. They start to adapt. Like, oh, okay, so somebody asked you to do something, but they don't say thank you, whatever. Like, they just started to adapt to it. So that's what I think. Because I would be like, thank you. And they'd be like, for what? So now I tell them, like, wherever we at or whatever. Like, I say come in here because the last time was 2 days ago, I think, when I was rearranging my room and Keitrell helped me move some stuff. Like, they wanted to help me because they were excited that I was moving my room again. Like, we get excited about stuff like that. But so then, you know, when a room get clean, everybody want to be in that room because it feel good. Like, so when I was cleaning up, they wanted to be in my room, so they wanted to help me. So even though they wanted to help, I wasn't like, you know, well, shit, you wanted to help me, I ain't asked for your help. I was like, okay, guys, come here, you know, okay, thanks for your help. Well, I ain't say thanks for your help, or I explained it because they be like, for what? They were confused, probably because they adapted to it, probably because they were like, well, you didn't ask us to help, we helped because we wanted to. But I still wanted to let them know that I appreciated that. So I told them to come in here, and I was like, okay, thanks for helping me moving the furniture, thanks for helping pick up some of the trash, thanks for helping. If I need to get to something and something's in the way, I'll fix it, clean it, rearrange it, whatever, and then get what I need. If there's dishes in the sink, I really don't have a problem washing like dishes or nothing like that. Like the living room, the bathroom, like nothing like that. I could pretty much clean that stuff. But you know, sometimes dishes pile up and it's like, nope, I need to cook. I'm not cooking in no dirty ass kitchen. So I would clean the dishes so that I could cook. But it's a lot of other things that I be wanting to do, like clean off my makeup cart. I'm not cleaning that shit off. Like, I know where my stuff is on the cart, you know, and as I use it, I'll create another spot for it so I can get to it quicker, and then I'll know where it's at. But for now, like, what's the need in cleaning it? What's the need in pulling everything out? And, you know, and that's just how I adapted to being achy. You know how you like choose your battles wisely. I had to choose my chores wisely because it was really like I can only do 2 things a day. I can only do 1 thing a day. If I work, I ain't doing shit else today. So I really had to make sure like I wasn't working 5 days a week, or you know, on the weekends is when I get to do what I need to do, because if I work today, I ain't doing nothing else today. Including cooking or dishes or something like that. So y'all seen like I would prep during the weekend because I can only do 1 thing a day or 2 things a day. So now just being more healthy, you know, taking better care of myself, getting proteins in my body, getting vitamins in my body, nutrients, meaningful foods, I think it's really just helping with everything that's going on. Still doing therapy. I still do workouts and stretches and stuff at home. I still go to the gym sometimes, which the gym membership I have now I need to cancel because I pretty much go for the treadmill. I love the hip adduction and abduction weight machine, and I like the bench press. Those are like mandatory when I go to the gym. But there's a gym being offered at the Park District, and also with my therapy, it's free. And then with my therapy, because I do therapy, so I have a year coupon that they gave me when I finished therapy for my hip. I never used it, but it's free for a year. And then when I get done this time, they're going to give me another one. Every time you go with them, it's kind of like a little token that they give you so you can continue on your journey. And then I'm pretty sure also for marketing purposes, they'll get business out of you, whatever. But anyway, that's 2 years of the gym. And I've been working on my finances. Like I said, some things are more important now than they have been before. So you see me not taking trips. You see me not going out spending crazy money on things like I used to do, like going out to eat and buying a flight of drinks, which each drink separately is probably $6, but because you bought a flight of drinks, they want to advertise it for $150. Like, why? But anyway, I would do stuff like that just to have experiences, which is cool, you know, every once in a while, but not when you have more important things to look forward to, not when you have goals and things like that. You have to kind of tone it down, or every once in a while. But yeah, so I need to cancel that. That'll save me some money. And I don't feel like I go enough to be paying anyway. And I went there because they have daycare for the kids, but I go while they're in school. I never take them, so I really don't even need it anymore. But yeah, like working out more, stretching more, just taking care of myself more. I've really been feeling good and able to do things. So bringing it back to probably 2 hours ago, I'm cleaning the carts. So my throat is getting dry, and what time is it? 11:50. Damn, I think I'm gonna have to take this off my bed ASAP and see if it'll wash out. But yeah, I'm gonna finish this cart, finish watching some TV, and then I'm gonna come back.
I be so sick, even niggas that contradicting. I be so bored myself, can you come and fuck me? I feel so ordinary, so when you around me, treat me like all the right, wear me out. Arguments, you air me out. Tripping about your whereabouts, I can't keep no conflict with you, boy, can we just rub it out? I don't want no steady with you, you know you my plug, and I can't shake this habit, no. I've been out, baby, heavy reminiscing. Heavy on the missing, you wish it was different than what it was.
Guys, I just have to say, this is my favorite shelf. It's gonna feel so good to get everything organized because this is where all the makeup was, and I just threw everything on top of here, and I struggled to find what I was looking for. I didn't even know I had more of this left. Like, that's crazy. But yeah, this is gonna be the best part.
Feel just like this. What I would do to make you feel just like this. And if you wondered if I hate you, shitty of you to make me feel just like this. What I would do to make you feel just like this. Used to be too solid till you scramble me. Used to be your rider, you mishandle me. Used to be non-violent till you ambush me. Now I'm at your wildin' with you. Now I'm at your silent treatment. That mean no permission.
1, 2, 3. Hey, you ain't flying baby squirrel. Hey, you ain't driving around the world. Hey, you ain't brown like a squirrel. Hey, you ain't sitting down pearls. Hey, you ain't Rolls Royce car. Hey, you ain't Rolls Royce truck. Oh, you want one with all my hoes. Oh, you want to line it all up. Hey, I'm gonna play it how it is. Hey, I've been playing for some years. Hey, you trying to steal all the spill. Hey, I'm in the field on the pill. Hey, you want to steal in the
So this is where we are now. I'm gonna wash this stuff out and that, like, but for now, like I said, I just want to get this stuff put away. And the biggest thing is that, like, I cleaned the bottom of these shelves out, so I don't have to, like, backtrack and take everything out of there. But these I could just dump on, wash and put stuff back. So this thing, it was really convenient for what I needed it for when I got it. But now I don't know what I'm gonna do, because see, I gotta wash these. I have a bunch of these because I have a bunch of these. So, and then I have all of those like travel size things. I kind of feel like I should just throw that in the bottom, but then I don't know where to put the lip stuff. It's like I have these, but I don't want to take, I don't know. Yeah, maybe I'll find another one and I'll put like one in back, one in front, and then fill these up and then toss the travel size and stuff over there. I don't know, but that's what I'm trying to work on now. And then I'll be done with the cart. I'm gonna wash my brushes and see how much time I got left, and maybe see if this video will upload. But whatever, I'll come back and show y'all. It looks so much better. I have so much shit. I still have a lot of eyeshadow. I don't know where it's gonna go, but I'll show y'all that when I get to that, because that's where they are. I might just throw them away. I don't even really use eyeshadow unless I'm out the state, out the country or something.
I go by slime, I'm hella fine, I got some niggas
took everything off that top shelf there. And I put the lipstick up there and I don't like it. It's so weird. Like, I don't know. I'm gonna see. I'm gonna see. I don't know. Because I also don't like my deodorant and stuff being out, but it's convenient for me. So I don't know. Maybe I'll put the other stuff on top. The only thing I really used on that shelf is the deodorant for now. I don't know if y'all can see. And then, because I don't need a toothbrush, you know, daily. I have electric one and I use the Bristol ones as well. It's in my bathroom. So I don't know if I want to put that stuff away too. I don't know. I'm gonna play with that later. Cause like for right now, that's cool. That's out the way. I need to clean like in the drawers to arrange my hair stuff next. But that's where that's gonna go. I just gotta figure out how I want it. So I put the lipsticks up there, and then the shelf, I'm gonna show y'all what that's looking like. I just went ahead and finished the bottom row. Okay, so top row, we got like the toner, the brushes, the oils, the serums, the lotions, moisturizer, cleaner. And then second shelf here, let me get this light on. So I have serums, cleansers, face mask, moisturizers, just all that jazz. I got lazy and stopped wiping these bottles down. But yeah, so that's that. I'll go back over it again later, but again, whew, got that task done. Still gotta wash these brushes. Why do I keep doing that? Still gotta wash these brushes and then hang these clothes up. And I'm gonna try to wash my comforter first so I can have it back by nighttime. And then I'm gonna wash this probably by itself, but gotta try to get this shit out my bed. I got like pink lipstick on this comforter and something else. I don't know what I was thinking. I should at least folded it over so it could be on this side, because that probably would have came out easy. But even if not, like that's the side that nobody sees. So this is like the velour, and this is just like, I don't know what that is, polyester or something. But yeah, the only thing, I don't know where to put this because it's gonna look tacky. So, and then once these brushes get done, like some of them gonna go in the eye spot, and then like I don't think the rest of them gonna fit up there. But we'll see, y'all. Okay, I didn't know where to put these, so I just put them there, which works for me.
Tone.